What's going on, everybody? Kalipa's Tech here, coming back at you with another video. This is the beginner's guide to the Samsung Galaxy A13 4G. In this video, I'm going to be showing you several different features for this phone to help you get more used to using it. Now before we go any further, as always, I do want to remind you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It helps out the channel a lot. And if you want to learn more about this phone, be sure to check out my full review of it as well. But with that being said, let's get started. So the first thing I want to show you is how to change your wallpaper. Now this is really simple. The first thing you're going to want to do is go to your settings. Now there are several ways to do this. First of all, you can pull down the shade and the settings is going to be right here. Or you can go to your app drawer and there's going to be a settings app. As you can see, it's right here, and you can also drag this app onto your home screen to make it a little bit more convenient. But no matter how we get there, once you're in your settings, you're going to want to go to wallpaper and style. And as you can see, we got a couple different options here. First of all, you can go to My Wallpapers, which is basically the wallpapers on the phone already. This is going to be the real default looking Samsung kind of wallpapers. They definitely don't look bad at all. In fact, I think they look pretty cool. But maybe you want to use your own pictures. You can do that too by going to Gallery right here. I don't really have any photos in my gallery that are usable as a wallpaper, but if you do, this is where you're going to want to go. Now, in addition to changing the wallpaper, you can also change the color palette, and this is basically going to change the colors of your buttons and stuff like that, so you can better match it to your wallpaper. Pretty cool stuff, and also real straightforward. And don't forget to hit apply, otherwise if you just hit the back button, nothing's gonna change. Now changing the wallpaper is easy enough, but I'm gonna show you an even faster way to do it without even leaving your home screen. So what you're gonna wanna do is press and hold a finger on the home screen like this, and make sure it's a blank spot, don't hit a widget, otherwise it's just gonna select the widget. Same thing for apps. So you're gonna wanna make sure you're touching a blank spot on your home screen where there's nothing, like right here. It ends up looking like this, and we got several options here. So as you can see, you can change your wallpaper, customize themes, add widgets, and even go to your home screen settings. You can also delete pages, so like for example, we can delete this one. I'm not gonna actually do it, but you get the idea. Pretty much anything you wanna do to customize your home screen, you can do from this menu. And while we're here, the next thing I wanna show you is how you can hide an app. So to do this, you're actually gonna do it from this menu, but in case you missed it, I'm gonna show you how to get here one more time. So again, press and hold a finger anywhere on your home screen, as long as it's not an occupied spot. So you can't press and hold on a widget, otherwise it's just gonna select the widget. So press and hold your finger on a blank spot on the home screen. And there we go. From here, go to settings. And from here, simply go to hide apps. And this is gonna give you a list of all your apps, so you can go through and hide whatever you want. So I'm gonna hide this thing I never use. And as you can see, when you hide an app, it's gonna show up right here at the top under a section called Hidden Apps, and that's gonna make it real easy to unhide it if you ever wanna do that. So once you're done hiding apps, be sure to hit done. Don't just hit the back button, otherwise nothing is gonna change. But once we hit done, we can go back to the app drawer. And anything you hide is gonna be nowhere either in the app drawer or on the home screen. Now again, if you wanna unhide something, you're gonna go back to that same spot. And as you can see, hidden apps is once again up here at the top. Hit the minus, hit done. And now if we go back to the app drawer, the app is gonna be right here. The next thing I'm gonna show you is some things you can do with your notifications. So to get to this menu, we're gonna go back to settings, either by pulling down the shade here and going to this gear, or simply using the settings app itself. Now from the main settings menu, it's pretty straightforward. Go to notifications. Now the first thing we're gonna see is pop-up styles. You can have it either brief or detailed. Then if we go down, you're gonna see recently sent, and this is where you can turn off notifications from specific apps. So if we go to more, this is basically gonna show you all the apps that have sent you a notification within the past 7 days, and whatever ones you don't wanna hear from, you can just toggle it off. So here, 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 here. And once you toggle it off, you're not gonna get notifications anymore. Now there are certain ones you can't turn off, like the camera for example. Now I actually didn't get a notification from the camera. I don't know why it's even here, but there are really very few apps like this. For pretty much everything that's actually gonna send you notifications, you can turn it off. There are really just some system things that still pop up, but this is a good way to control your clutter, because if you have a bunch of different apps and have all of them sending you notifications, it's not only annoying, but it could also cause you to miss something important. So I definitely recommend taking care of this as soon as you download an app, especially if you know right away you don't want notifications from it, because the more apps you get, the more random notifications you're gonna have unless you turn them off here. Now from here, if we go down to advanced, By default, in the status bar, you're going to see your 3 most recent notifications. You can change this so you can have it show all, just the number of notifications you have, or none at all. And by default, your battery percentage is going to be showing here, but if you want, you can toggle it off. And you're not really missing out when you do this, because if you pull down the shade like this, you're still going to see the percentage anyway. Now I'm going to show you a few things in the sound menu. To get to the sound menu, we're going to go to settings. From here, go to sounds and vibration. Now the sound mode is the first thing we're going to see at the very top here, and as you can see, we got 3 different options. By default, it is going to be on sound mode, so you're going to hear your ringtone, notification sounds, all that. I personally don't like this at all, so I always mute it as soon as I get a phone, and of course, you can also have it on vibrate. Down here, you can change your ringtone and notification sounds. You can also change vibration patterns for both calls and notifications, so that's pretty cool. And if we go to volume, you'll see volumes for system, notifications, ringtone, and media. Of course, since I do have the phone in mute right now, all of this is going to be at 0, but of course, if you're not in mute, you can obviously change these. The next thing I'm going to show you is how we can change the screen lock. In case you don't know what it is, the screen lock is essentially how you can get into your phone. So if I lock it right now, as you can see, for mine it's asking for a PIN, and of course I also have the fingerprint scanner on, but we also got several other options here. So if we go to settings, from here, go down to lock screen. And from here, go to screen lock type at the very top. So we got several different options. There's swipe, pattern, pin, password, or you could have none. I don't really see how this is any different from swipe, but I guess it's an option. And if you have the fingerprint scanner and face unlock set up, you can toggle them on and off here. But of course, in order to turn them on, first you have to set them up. So let me show you how to do that. So we're in the main settings menu again, and instead of going to lock screen, we're going to go to biometrics and security. And as you can see here, right up at the very top, we got face recognition and fingerprints, so you can activate one or both from this menu. And then when you have it set up, you can go back to lock screen, screen lock type, and again, you can set it up right here under biometrics. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to change your screen timeout time. Now this is basically the amount of time the screen is going to stay on before automatically locking. Now when you first get this phone, it's set to a real low number. I think it's 30 seconds. And I don't think that's long enough for really anyone, no matter what you're doing on your phone. So I'm going to show you how to change it. First thing we're going to want to do, of course, as always, is go to settings. From here, go to display. From here, go to screen timeout. As you can see, I have mine set to the longest setting of 30 minutes, but you can also set it as short as 15 seconds. It's really just going to depend on what you're doing with your phone. If you're barely ever using it, and you're not consuming content or anything like that, maybe you do want it set as little as 15 seconds. But if you're doing stuff like watching videos, playing games, maybe viewing photos or reading, you're probably going to want it set to at least 5 minutes, if not longer. But definitely play around with it and see which setting works best for you, because depending on your preferences, it's going to be different for everyone. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to take a screenshot. This is a real easy thing to do. All you need to do is press your power key and the volume down key at the same time like this. And there we go. This little toolbar is going to show up too, so you can edit, share, whatever you want to do. Now there are also some screenshot settings we can change. So if we go to settings, from here, go to advanced features. And from here, go to screenshots right here. Now there's not a whole lot, but we definitely do have a few options here. That toolbar you just saw, we can turn that off. So if you take a screenshot now, there's not going to be any toolbar up there. You can also hide status and navigation bars. So obviously with this feature on, when you take a screenshot, the status bar and the navigation bar aren't going to show up in it. You can delete shared screenshots. So when you take a screenshot, once you hit this share button, it'll automatically delete from your photos. And finally, you can change the screenshot format from a JPG to a PNG. The next thing I'm going to show you is how you can change the clock style on your lock screen. So by default, this is what it looks like. But you can customize it a little. So if we go to settings, from here, go to lock screen, and go to clock style. So as you can see, this is pretty much the default setting. There are a few options here to choose from. You can also change the color. And once you have it how you want, be sure to hit done, otherwise nothing is going to change. The last thing I'm going to show you is how to use dark mode. To get to dark mode, we're going to go to settings. From here, go to display. And it's right here up at the top, select dark. As you can see, we are in dark mode now. You can also change some settings here, which is really just one thing. You can schedule it, so you can have it turn on from sunset to sunrise, or custom time. But this was my beginner's guide to the Samsung Galaxy A13 4G. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you found this information useful as well. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And if you want to learn more about this phone, be sure to check out my full review of it on the channel. But that's it for this video. As always, I will see you in the next one.